Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mighty Movie Pod. My name is Ryan.
My watch is so loud.
Oh man, Josh, that's crazy. That's Josh.
It's me, Josh.
Oh wow. Anyway, here we are. We're back again. It is now 2019, and I know what you're thinking, all zero of you. You guys have not done a top 5 for 2018 yet. Well, that's
coming.
It's coming up.
It's coming.
We're only a little bit behind. If Donkey can get away with putting his out a week or more after the new year, surely we can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got twice the following.
Here's the deal. There was a couple big ones that came out in December. I still haven't seen them all, but here's the problem. We're doing absolutely no honorable mentions in our next episode.
Nope.
And I'm very strict.
I feel like you're throwing next episode out there prematurely.
I'm explaining what's happening here in this new year, because this is like any other episode, and you're thinking, whoa, last time they were talking about having a sweet episode next time. Anyway,
super sweet. I think we use the words. It'll be super dope.
Anyway, I keep rules. If it was up to Josh, there would be no rules, and he could watch a movie from 1938 for the first time and then bring that up in his top 5 of the year. And I refuse to let that happen.
That's not even remotely true. That's not true. I tried to say, could we have a category in the top 5 where we watch one that didn't come out in 2018, but I watched it in 2018? And you said, no, you're an idiot. And I said, okay, I just thought I'd ask. You don't need to be mean about it. And you said, well, you're a moron. And I said, stop pushing it, man.
To quote, I was going to say Ted, but I guess it'd just be Seth MacFarlane. If there's no rules, then what's the challenge? We'd just be idiots saying nonsense. So anyway, if I were just go, screw it, I didn't see it, it's not going to be in my consideration because we didn't see every movie. So technically, it's always going to be from an incomplete sample size.
I keep trying to tell him that's fine, and he won't
listen.
But
there's a couple that I wanted to give a chance. It doesn't mean that they're going to make my top 5. It's not what it means. But
no. I understand why you're.
Then the next year they're disqualified. Nor was I able to mention them, except for the podcast we're doing now. It doesn't matter. Well, I get very caught up on arbitrary rules that I've made up.
It's the rules for At Midnight, where the rules are made. Oh, no, not At Midnight. Yeah. It was
Whose Line?
Whose Line? Yeah. The rules are made up, don't make sense, and they're just made up or whatever.
Where the rules don't matter.
Where the rules don't matter and the points don't make any sense.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on with this episode. So anyways, this episode though, because who cares about that one until it comes out? Then care, please, somebody.
Anybody?
This is the best intro. This is the best intro to any podcast we've ever done.
I believe so.
We're here to talk to you about some things. We've seen some stuff. We've seen some junk.
We watched a couple.
I've seen a couple. Actually, I have. I do have a couple to talk about. I'm sure you've seen some things.
Yeah.
And you have some knowledge to spit.
We both saw one that we just saw one.
We just got out of the theater, and I think we'll just talk about that one first.
You want to talk about that one first? Or you want to talk about it second?
We'll talk about it first.
Or later. We had second. Like we've got an itinerary.
Would
you like to approach the first item on the itinerary?
Let's bypass it.
Yeah.
Let's just bypass it. We'll talk about this first. All right.
Subcategory A.
Late to the party, but here we are to discuss it. Anyhow, we did just go see very recently, as in under an hour ago.
Yeah. We've been out of the theater maybe 30 minutes.
Yes. Got out late, but here we are. Anyway, we're talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, I'll let you lead as I normally do.
What do you want to do?
I will ask you, what did you think of the film? Because we have not talked about it at all.
It is the best Spider-Man movie that's ever been made.
Okay. Are you being facetious?
For the first time since the reviews started piling in, absolutely not.
Okay.
I was real mum about everything through the whole movie. I kept it to myself because I was down on this hardcore. I did not want to watch this movie. And I still have issues with the animation. I'll get into that in a bit, but at any given point. No, This is what I was kind of hoping they would do with Homecoming. And you remember the end credits of Spider-Man Homecoming, how it's got all that like locker and notebook art, and it's got the Ramones are playing in the background. Like that was the style of the whole movie. Mm-hmm. This movie is that notebook art.
Yes.
And it's a brand new Spider-Man.
Yes.
While doing things entirely different, and they should have just given Homecoming to Lord and Miller.
Yeah.
They would have done things infinitely more stylishly.
Yeah, Disney's notorious for not giving them things.
And they giving them things and then taking them away.
Yes.
And then giving them to Ron Howard. Because
and just for the record,
he's won an Academy Award.
They produced it. Phil Lord wrote the script half with another writer, and then there was actually there's three directors on this film that nobody will ever care about.
No,
that's just the life of being an animated movie director. But directors, because that's the way it works.
Yeah. But no, dude, I loved this movie, dude. I really, 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 really loved it. I love the style that it's done in. I like the fresh, the street version of it. Like it's very urban, and I liked that a lot. It felt like it was like the Spider-Man video game. It felt like the people's Spider-Man, and that's what I loved about it. It was very fun. It was very heartfelt at points. I love the look of it. I loved his the costume he finally comes to have at the end of the movie.
Super cool.
With the hoodie on and everything. I liked that because it was a bit echoing the Scarlet Spider, which is my favorite alternate costume. But man, I thought Miles was I don't know anything about Miles. So if you have any comic book related questions, I can answer two of them.
Yeah. No, I actually really ended up liking Miles a lot.
I thought Miles was amazing.
When the suit came out, and I was just like, this guy's cool. I thought he was cool. I'm like, he's got the Nikes on and the gym shorts, but he's also just rocking like a hoodie. And I'm like, all right, cool.
That's pretty super fresh. Duper cool. Yeah, I loved the look, dude. It was so cool. And then it's very hip Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it was really It was very. It
didn't feel fellow kids or anything like that.
No. And that's what I was saying about the Lord Miller thing. Is just like they just know how to make movies for kids and adults,
and that adults can enjoy. Exactly.
Not counting Solo, which I'm still trying to figure out who's more to blame. And I'm just saying Disney.
Oh yeah. That was nobody's vision.
Yeah, I one of the things that it does that Luke Cage did that like I thought was so great about Luke Cage was the music is so integral to the character and stuff. Like there's a lot of like hip hop, a lot of little rock bits and stuff like that, a lot of indie music going on, and it felt like a part of his personality. And that was kind of the whole. It felt like a whole celebration in New York, celebration of like the younger generation and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And like with Luke Cage, it was important to his character in Harlem and stuff, and it seemed really integral to this storyline. It didn't feel like, and here comes another pop song. It wasn't like Suicide Squad or any of these other movies where they just layer on pop music and stuff like that. It felt like it needed to be there. It was the only song I absolutely hated was the end credits one. That was a dumb fucking song.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it very much.
It was one of those ones written specifically for whatever movie. It's like like hire a guy as like Bryan Adams from.
Well, Robin Hood. So was the Post Malone song was actually made for the movie that he's listening to right at the beginning.
Yeah,
but I like
that's
that
Post
song.
Malone.
I like that song a lot.
That was all right. I didn't mind it. I've never heard Post Malone, so yeah, this is the first Post Malone I've ever heard. But no, I thought it was really cool. It seemed like it was part of his character. It seemed like it was part of the world and everything. Yeah. I really liked it a whole lot.
I was sold pretty early because you had Peter Parker and they're just like, the story, and they're like flipping through the book and they're like, let's get to it. And then then it was a motif that went on throughout it.
I was just going to say, I love that they made fun of redoing origin stories. It was a good self-aware joke, unlike some of the self-aware jokes in Homecoming. it's a better movie than Homecoming.
Yeah, they did a little Deadpool-y type bit at the beginning of making fun of Spider-Man 3, but it's like I'll always love making fun of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, that's never gonna get old. That's a terrible movie, and it's super, but it's fun to make fun of.
Exactly.
It was weird. That was funny too, because I was like, who the fuck is this voice? Mm-hmm. I just heard this voice. This is driving me insane. Who is this? And I was reading the credits. I was like, oh, it's fucking Chris Pine. Like, I was like, oh god, yeah, that's why. Because it was driving me nuts. Because I just watched like Star Trek Beyond the other day for because it's awesome.
Because it's awesome.
But I was just like, God, this sounds really familiar. Who is? I should know. Like I could see like an amorphous blob of his face, and I was like, well, if I could see his face.
Yeah, it was bugging me as well because I'm just like, oh, we're not too. I'm like, this is obviously a different Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. They never showed that there was a
different adult
Spider-Man in Miles's universe. Yeah, which I like that, which just got killed. So spoilers.
yeah. Well, that's kind of the whole plot.
I know.
It's not really a spoiler.
I guess we'll just say spoilers. Whoops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was very interesting that we saw a villain straight up outside of like Infinity War. We saw a villain just straight
in a
up
children's cartoon
just kill a super like Spider-Man
in a cartoon.
Yeah,
I argue that Spider-Man movies from now on should just all be animated.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
The filming that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's what I wanted to bring up when you're talking about Homecoming, and I think I brought it up when we talked about it. As I was like, you got to understand they had to build a new Spider-Man that fit in this MCU. They were already so well established in building without ever having to think about needing him. Then they brought him in after the fact, and they just built a new Spider-Man, and I'm like, he's just MCU Spider-Man. I don't think real Spider-Man. They're not going to do a real Spider-Man over there.
No, but
these are the real Spider-Man.
This felt like they took their time and cared about making this movie. And Spider-Man Homecoming, it still feels like a rush job to me. I was harsh on it. Michael Keaton's still the best part of the movie. But it's so rushed, and it's just like, well, we got to do a Spider-Man movie. Yeah, they get it out. So now he's a part of the MCU.
Because he's going to be in all this other
this
stuff.
This one, like they took their time. It has a style all its own. The part where he's following Jake Johnson around, McFarlane Spider-Man. He's following McFarlane Spider-Man around, and they're walking down the sides of the building together.
Yeah.
And then he jumps down, and the camera spins to be on. Now he's on the ground, and then it spins again to be sideways when he walks up the other side of the building. That's the stuff and then like you're getting angles of him standing on the building like he's on the ground and stuff. That's the type of stuff you need to do with a Spider-Man movie, and that hasn't been present in any of them. So I'm not just throwing shade on Homecoming.
No, for sure.
When they announced a new Spider-Man movie, I was hoping we were going to do something fresh, and new, and it was just the same 5 movies we'd already seen.
Absolutely.
And that's why I liked this so much, was they did so much different,
Yeah.
And it was literally an all new Spider-Man that we didn't know anything about, while being a totally different style of Spider-Man movie that befits the character. There's more fluidity in the way they shoot it. The way they animate it, the way it's filmed. It's very. They do some really cool stuff, and arguably you can only do some of this stuff in an animated film. I'm not an idiot, but like it's just some of the stuff that you could do in practical.
Yeah,
you could have done more of that in these other movies, in these live action films. And it feels like a Spider-Man to me. It's like, I'm just like, yes, this is Spider-Man the comic, the movie. This is the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing. That's why I enjoyed it so much.
Absolutely.
Because it was bouncy. It was everywhere. They were doing all these crazy angles and stuff like that, and doing like weird stuff. And it felt like he was a person in New York with like characters around him, instead of just like, well, everybody loves me for being Spider-Man. Now I'm Spider-Man, and everybody still loves me. And it's like, none of these people are real. It's just there's characters in this. That's my.
Anyway. Yeah, for sure. No, I don't want to get lost in the weeds.
I'm getting.
All of the live action Spider-Mans have some sort of.
Oh, they've all got flaws.
Disappointing, weird aspect about them. Absolutely. My only thing was, I think that they knew they were going to have this in development, and they were never going to do anything outside of the box. They were going to go very safe.
Well, and I was just going to say, too, Marvel's only just starting to do different things right about the time that everything's going to dry up.
Probably dry up, yeah. But
I still have a rant about that.
yes, I, too, very, very, very much enjoyed this movie. And I probably loved it, as you said. It's the first time that I didn't have a lot of hype for it. I just knew I needed to see it. So I've been hyped for Spider-Man before, Josh. It's always let down. It was just the best.
It really was.
We were talking about everybody talking about how good it is.
No one's ever
and
saying
nobody's ever
why.
explaining why. And it's like, how do you explain that they just like? I guess I'll try.
At least you'll try.
They nail an ensemble cast of characters
that are all the same character.
And it's kind of a cheat because they're all the same character. And they too do the thing that Homecoming did, though, where they're all like, this story. We're not going to.
But they did a great job of being like, okay, this is the last time.
It's stylish, and it became a motif that they were like, so you could follow what the differences in these characters and what they've been through and how they're different from one another.
I was going to say, and I like how they knew at one point, like, look, we just introduced 3 new characters. We're not going to do this again. Here's just a quick little cut dry version, but it's still a funny joke.
But it's still really funny.
Yeah.
He fights Nazis. So
I love punching Nazis. Nick Cage, awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you've got that. You've got it's filmed very, very well, very unique, very stylish. And that kind of fades away, and you kind of the oddness and that's the thing. It seemed like the promotional stuff showed off way more of that like pseudo 3D tilt shift stuff.
I was going to say the trailers for this movie. I was going to say the trailers did not do this movie any favors.
No,
the animation is still herky jerky in a couple places, and that bothered me a lot.
Has a weird Lego movie type feel to it in a couple places, but the thing about Lego movies, they're trying to show stop motion.
Yeah, well, it's that stop motion and CGI.
And this is like
this is supposed to be 2D, 3D.
Yeah, this is like it popped out of a comic book, but it's 3D now.
And at certain points it doesn't work, but for the most part it worked really well. Yeah. I was surprised. It's the first time I've ever seen that Borderlands hand drawn style, and I'm like, this isn't annoying. This looks really good.
And it's one of the only ones where they're trying to show comic panels or text boxes that they wasn't annoying or hokey or anything.
That part was so great when he's having the freak out and he's doing the inner monologue. That was really good.
Yeah, and even seeing, and because I'm like, yeah, technically we saw him get bit by a spider and go through all the same stuff, but then somebody else shows up, and then somebody else shows up, and like they're kind of walking him through it instead of just like, I gotta watch him be like, what's happening to me?
Well, yeah, I thought
even Gwen was in, like, unbeknownst to us, Gwen was there. I didn't think it was the same Gwen. I didn't know what it's all over the place, but yeah, and even Gwen was there, and she's like, you're really sweaty and weird.
That was super funny. I liked that there was no training montage or anything like that, which has been present in every Spider-Man movie.
Single one of them.
It was just like he sucked the whole movie until he had a little bit of faith in himself. And then, because I've always believed that Spider-Man just has natural talent because of his powers give him the ability to dodge punches and stuff like that. He just has to be faster than the other guy.
He's got thingies around his head.
He's got the old school spider sense. Yeah. That was, I loved seeing that.
Every character had
great.
that. And their pupils would just dilate. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, you were talking. I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
Like I said, again, no, it's just, it's like, how do you explain it? It's filmed very good. It's very stylish. The animation is very cool.
If it's a little hit or miss.
Good performances.
I love the style that they were trying to go for. Good performances. Excellent performances.
Yes.
I've been waiting for Jake Johnson my entire life to play Spider-Man, and he played the Spider-Man that I know and love. So that was great to see him get his day in the sun, because Peter Parker from the McFarlane era was my favorite Spider-Man. I
thought it was great. I don't see anybody who could be like, man, something I wanted from a Spider-Man movie was not in this. I'm like, it's got great jokes.
Oh, dude. It's got good banter. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't feel like you were saying fellow kid. It doesn't feel fellow kids. It doesn't feel like Spider-Man's trying too hard.
not-
It's very obviously written by comedic writers with actors that understand comedic timing.
Yeah, it's not doing a Deadpool thing where it's trying to be just how many jokes per minute can we get in there.
Yeah.
That's his thing. That's his thing. Like, no.
Yeah.
Fucking, just for instance, and I love movies that are just like, all right, we know this is dumb, but we're setting it up for you to be like, why is he doing that? I'm just like, why is he taking the monitor with him? He
Oh my
doesn't need
God.
it. And then the moment I thought that, fucking Jake Johnson comes in and he's like, the good news is we don't need this monitor.
Good news, buddy. We don't need the monitor. He just
Just
chucks it over his
throws it
shoulder.
away. I'm like, yeah, oh, sweet.
I
movie
loved
gets me.
I loved Doc Ock's intro. I
yeah.
thought she was very sinister.
Yeah.
I liked Doc Ock a whole lot. I thought Kingpin was a bit ridiculous, but Kingpin's a ridiculous character. And Scorpion was the worst.
Scorpion was a little weird.
He didn't look good at all. He looked really bad. He was probably the worst designed and animated character.
I was
in
gonna
the
say
whole
he
movie.
stood out a bit. It was weird.
He looked more CG than everybody else. Like
Yeah.
he looked like reboot 1990s era like Beast Wars type animated character.
It was.
He
It
really
felt.
bad.
It felt slightly different. Yeah,
He was
and I think
very
it was because of a
dated.
lot of the round edges. I don't know what the deal was, where they didn't have a lot of places to put in that style or
yeah,
what it was.
it's like there was too much like other cyborg parts and
Yeah.
then not enough flesh bits. Yeah, he just didn't work.
something about him. But
The Green Goblin was pretty bad too.
yeah,
But I've never liked Ultimate Green Goblin, and that's who that was.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh.
I was just like,
Yeah.
That was a short one, but yeah, no, and there's funny jokes like that. Like speaking of Doc Ock, where he's like, take out the lead scientist. He's like, gonna get that guy, and he's like, that's her over there, and he's like, I need to check my personal biases. I'm just like, all right, self-aware, and then she was cool, and it's like, all right.
I like the little nods to creators that were famous when they're scrolling through the cell phones and stuff. You get Sarah Pacelli, you get Steve Ditko, you get a bunch of the guys in there. And it was, I think Umberto Ramos' name is somewhere in there too, which was awesome.
Sweet.
But, dude, I loved everything with the dad. I thought the dad was
Yeah.
awesome. He was hilarious.
That was good.
Just like good, clueless dad.
Yeah.
I thought he was awesome. He is another good comedy bit. God, I'm trying to think. Sorry, your cat threw me off.
That's somebody outside.
God, there was one bit that had me roaring. I can't remember what it was. Never mind, man. Dude, my mind's blanking on it. I don't know. It was like, I'm going to have to watch that one again.
Yeah.
A little less awestruck at how much I'm enjoying the movie, because it was like, dude, we weren't even 30 minutes in, and I was like, it's the best fucking Spider-Man movie.
it's the greatest fucking movie I've ever
It's
seen. in my life.
the best fucking movie ever made.
Yeah, no, I think my expectations were even tempered more than yours, because you were like, I don't really care, and I'm just like, I could care a lot, so I'm going to be like, nah, this thing's really got to prove itself. Too much hype. This is gonna be lame as shit. Too cool for this.
So I was
And then I
just
was like, this is amazing.
I was like, I don't know. It could be all right. I just, I don't know how we're going to do this. We got another Spider-Man movie in a year and a half. We got Venom. We got this one. We got, we got Homecoming. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I will say there's a lot of Spider-Man, but like you said, this is its own thing.
It's
going
its own
on.
thing. And
Yeah.
honestly, I would much rather watch it going further down the road than I will another live action Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, if they want, yeah. I mean, they're gonna make it, but
Oh, yeah. Well, it's coming out.
But if they're gonna make another Miles,
hope
but
they
like
make
Miles
another
by himself, but there was a little bit of a hint that he was
Gwen
talking
was
to
coming
Gwen
back,
through the
yeah.
Spider-Verse or
Yeah.
whatever. So, do they make another Spider-Verse movie? How do they do that? I don't know.
Maybe he ends up
down
Maybe he
for
ends
it.
up leaping through portals and stuff, going into other worlds. That's pretty cool. My biggest complaint, and it's a nerd complaint,
Okay.
is the anime Spider Girl character. And as far as I know,
I was gonna say, can I fact check you on that one
I
before
was
you
gonna
get
say,
upset?
as far as no, it's just, to me, it felt like they took two different characters who were my favorites, manga Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099, and tried to put them together in one cool character for the movie. And I know that they did something very similar in the comics where the Parker had to jump around, and that's where he found Miles and Gwen Stacy, and there's apparently a Spider-Punk who everybody loves.
Sweet.
He's a Spider-Man, but somehow he has a mohawk on the outside of his costume. Anyway, it's dumb. But but like 2099 is now a normal Marvel character, and it came when like they were like, we have to get rid of everything and streamline it for all these new kids coming in.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we made a terrible mistake.
Something happens and then they just fucking throw everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's comics.
Yeah.
They're making all the same mistakes that DC made back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I don't know if she's real. I wasn't as pissed as the guy that was 2 seats down from me. That man was very upset. Just weak ass shit. That guy was so mad. But yeah, I was just kind of like, you could have done this with 2099 and manga Spider-Man. But then, like, I wonder if 2 more characters would have been necessary. So I don't know if Penny is real or not. You fact checking me right now?
I am, yeah.
But yeah, the animation's really good. It goes from like being really, really amazing. Like the facial expressions are incredible. And then some of the action sequences sometimes, except for the last one, which was really good, sometimes it gets a little bumpy. You know, it's like they needed to spend just a little more time smoothing this stuff out. Sometimes there's blurring that goes on that's a little distracting when people are moving. Oh my God.
Yeah. I agree.
But 100%, go check out Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
I wish that these fucking wikis wouldn't like act like they're a real person, and I want to know like actual history, like it's a comic
Publication history
about the comic book.
Check publication history. That might be.
But yeah, has definitely existed.
She existed?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
she's from Earth 14512.
Oh, for God's sakes. That is a level of comic nerd that I never got behind. I was just like, it's really cool. They're from the Age of Apocalypse. Oh, you mean Earth? I mean the Age of Apocalypse. You know, like.
Do you mean? And they're like, oh God.
I'm like, this tool. And I'm like, no, I'm just as nerdy as you. I just don't know the Earth number.
But yeah, the art that I have here is it's much different.
Yeah.
Than it was not anime. It was nothing like what they decided to animate it in the movie.
We'll save it and I'll take a look at it later.
I will tell you that. But in terms of being upset about Spider-Man stuff, I'm always weird.
That was a small niggle.
I'm always weird about, wait a minute. So they're reading Spider-Man comics, but Spider-Man...
That's not just Spider-Man, because you've done that with other movies.
I do it all
with
the
X-Men,
time.
Days of Future Past.
Yes.
and Logan.
Yeah. Logan especially is the one that I thought was weird. So it must be of akin to Logan, but it's like nobody knew that it was Peter Parker until he died. But also, it was like so they would say the real life story, and then it showed him gaining his powers. I'm like, so did they just make up a person? And what was that person called? You know what I mean? I'm just getting all weird about it in that sense.
Brian Barker.
Yeah, Brian Breaker. And so I thought that was funny. So it's like he's got a nerdy
Dieter Darker.
He's got a nerdy roommate who plays video games and
reads Spider-Man
comics. And he's like, so that was weird.
No, I saw that and I was kind of like,
Yeah, but I'm like, I guess you're right. They did it in Logan as well, which is the best comic book movie ever made. So I guess it can get away with. I guess Spider-Verse gets a pass.
The thing that Logan did with breaking away from that trope, where he was like, "This is all bullshit.
This is all baloney."
Yeah. None of this happened. It's a bunch of malarkey, and then he hits the kid with it.
I'm just gonna say it's.
And then she starts swearing out in Spanish.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say it's similar to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just solid story. it was not muddled like I thought that it might be.
No. Again, like Infinity War and the first Avengers,
Yes.
it manages to make sure that most people have their day in the sun, you
Yeah.
know, and everybody has something to contribute.
Yep. You understand why it's happening
Yeah.
or whose motivation it is. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh, yeah. They established that very well.
Yeah. And when you found out kind of what was going on, it lent a lot of weight to what went down with the original Peter Parker.
Yeah. Maybe
And,
maybe he was a little too careless in his actions.
And dude, you should go check this one out.
Yeah.
The hype is real.
Yeah, the
And
hype
it's,
is definitely real this time around.
it's crazy because we were both just so cautiously pessimistic.
I think I said on the podcast that those trailers are trying to make me hate this movie, and I don't want to hate this movie. I want to try to look at it.
Yeah. It's weird. I feel like the animation wasn't final in those trailers.
No,
I
I
think they
feel like it was very early days.
I think they dialed back some of the because they're layered on. They don't do classic cell animation like that anymore.
No.
but like I'm sure digitally in the layers they probably hadn't figured out the backgrounds completely.
Yeah.
because the backgrounds looked completely different.
Oh, dude, they looked
In this
almost
one,
hand painted.
yeah,
They were very beautiful.
It wasn't
Especially
that crazy amount of like where they did the red on blue fucking 3D faded. No,
See,
detail,
it's funny because
you
it
know what I mean?
started off with that look, that blurry red on blue, like you're saying, and I was like, and then that disappeared.
As soon as it hit night, it wasn't like that anymore.
No.
like at all.
No,
So,
and even during the day, it wasn't like that. No,
Not a lot.
the most beautiful part of the whole movie is the Alchemax scene where they're swinging through the forest.
through the forest, yeah, definitely, and also the city when Miles first is out there tearing it up with his new suit on his way to wherever.
Yeah, and then I loved the style of the final fight. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I should warn people. If you have seizure problems, you may have a problem with this movie.
Yeah, it's a little much.
It's a little much in places, but it's fun. It's frenetic. It's kinetic.
But yeah, just good motivation.
That was the word I
good
was looking for
motivation.
earlier. Kinetic filmmaking, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what this is. It's very kinetic. It's always in motion.
Good motivations. Fucking nobody's ever just kind of doing anything just because. Yeah. They skip over the fact with like 3 characters why they showed up at the place that they were at, but but it was taken care of.
I
like,
thought that
they
was
thought
kind
to
of
go
the
there.
joke. Yeah, I thought that was kind of. What do you think? You're the only one that thought to come see Aunt May?
Exactly. Yeah. But I thought it was odd with like 2 of them specifically. I don't know a lot about them, but there's 2 of them, all three of them. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. That would have taken way too much time. They get a pass. It was great. They did a great job. Well, shit. We could just be hacks and just be like, no, it's very popular, so we should talk shit and say why it's not good. But unfortunately,
Or we could just jump on the bandwagon with everybody else, cut out the rest of it, and just say it's the best movie ever made.
we got some integrity, and we're going.
We got some tick.
And we're going to just tell you the truth, and it is good, and everybody's right.
It was very, very good. I feel like we tried to explain it though. Mm-hmm. I think.
No, you're right. Everybody just says it's very charming. It's the best one.
Oh,
so
it's so
Spider-Man.
animated. I thought they went a little ham with the whole like, it's okay that I'm not Peter Parker. Anybody can be Spider. It's like, all right, man. Yeah, we know. Calm down.
Calm.
It's okay. You've been around for a long time, Miles. No one's mad anymore, and everyone that is are just they don't know anything about Spider-Man, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're not privy. I think my favorite joke was Mary Jane was giving a speech, and that guy's just like, I don't think they mean you specifically.
Oh, that was the one I was trying to think of.
Okay.
Oh my god, that one killed me.
I think it's a metaphor.
And then the bread part was
Yeah.
super duper good too.
That was pretty good. That was a good. Yeah, that's some good wacky.
I think it's a
that's some good
metaphor.
wacky interdimensional humor.
Yeah, they're counting on me. I don't think they mean you specifically. I think she means all of us. It's like a metaphor, I think.
It's a good one.
It was really good.
I will quickly talk about one, and then I will let you rant because
Oh, well, because I have
wanna-
another one to talk
Oh,
about.
do you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna finish this one up quick,
Okay.
pretty quick.
Mine's going to be real quick, too.
I saw Vice. It's very good.
Oh, yeah.
It is somewhere. It's somewhere a mix of The Big Short.
It's the same guy, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's Adam McKay, same guy. It's that kind of filmmaking style mixed with a little bit of biopic and a little bit of political bias docu-film. I don't want to mention one specifically.
Little Oliver Stone for you.
A little bit. I was thinking more Michael Moore, but
Oh, God.
but since Fahrenheit 9/11, he's become an ultimate hack. So
Oh, yeah.
I just gonna leave his name out of there, but it all melds together in this crazy, stylish, fun to watch, intriguing, captivating mess.
Jeez, man.
That's
Get more
like
buzzwords. in
I
there.
know, but it's it just mess that's 2.5 hours long. It's too long. But
Like Aquaman too long?
yeah, it's the same runtime as Aquaman.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like,
It
fuck.
drag in
I
the
was like,
exact same
fuck.
spot?
It
Does it
No,
drag or
no.
just slow down? Because I thought The Big Short drug a lot, but I still kind of enjoyed it.
yeah, no, it didn't it didn't drag. It just kind of was like you know where they're going, and once they get there, you think they're kind of gonna like cool it for a bit, but like they just keep pushing. That's why I mean
Yeah.
it's got that docu
Okay.
feel
I
to
get
it a
you.
little
Yeah, I
bit.
get you, yeah.
They never quite know how to stop them.
Yeah.
And but the way I just want to read this guy's screenplay. I think he won for best screenplay. He was nominated in the Golden Globes. I don't remember, but I need to read his screenplay.
How was Rockwell's...
Rockwell is the best. He's just the
Rockwell-
fucking best.
Yeah, dude, I've never
Yeah.
been disappointed with Rockwell.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Like, he was
And
even good in fucking the goddamn Charlie's Angel movie.
Bale won for his portrayal of Dick Cheney.
Good for him, man.
And I always struggle with, and he even brings it up in his speech at the Golden Globes. He's like, they needed somebody who just had no charisma, and this and that, and they just thought Bale's our guy. And I'm like, I never know how to feel about somebody very well, portraying very well somebody who's like bland and boring.
Yeah.
Or just kind of monotone or kind of just like off-putting. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to put it. But overall, it's just like I said, it's captivating and just craziness.
Yeah,
The way that
it
it's
looked
cut, the way that
really,
it's
really
cut
good.
together, it's crazy. So I want to,
Well, McKay's a good filmmaker,
Yeah.
man. I've liked everything he's made.
and it's and there's a lot of stuff that I've seen and heard on the politically, and they have a thing at the end where they kind of make fun of that. They're like, these are facts, and I'm just like, yeah, true, but at the same time, like, come on,
Yeah.
come on, you know what you're doing.
Well, it's always facts, and everybody's got facts, and it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what
You
you're
made a
doing.
movie.
But that being said, very good.
It's like that Mary Queen of Scots movie that's coming out. I can tell you just based off the trailer how factual that movie isn't. But yeah. Oh, dude, I'm definitely gonna check. I need to check that one out, dude. I'm hoping that sticks around in theaters at least till the Oscars come out, because I
Yeah.
don't know when I'm gonna be able to see a movie next.
Yeah. I did not see any showings for it, and that just came out on Christmas. So
Well, that's it for that. Then I'll just wait till it comes out.
yeah, it'll probably be soon. I don't know if it did bad or what the deal is, but yeah, it got me. It got me. What were you going to talk about, Josh?
I watched the Netflix movie Outlaw King.
Yes.
Man, that is a great movie, dude. It's same guy that did Hell or High Water, McKinsey. So it's absolutely beautiful. The whole beginning of the movie is a one shot take. You get Robert the Bruce. You get King. My brain fried on his name. Keep wanting to say George. It's not George. Anyway, the English king. Mind going numb.
Yeah. Arthur.
Yeah,
King of the
King Arthur, King of the Jews.
King of the Britons.
King of the Britons. We'll go with that.
It doesn't pick up, Josh.
Yeah, Brian, god damn it. Anyway, no, dude, aside from Chris Pine's bad Scottish accent, It's a really good movie. Like it is the more historically accurate Braveheart. Like Braveheart, it's like Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp, where Wyatt Earp was historically accurate and incredibly boring.
Yeah.
Tombstone is a big shoot 'em up bang bang kind of movie, and it's not historically accurate at all. This one is still a fun movie though. Like fun. It's still a good
movie. Yeah.
It's got
entertaining.
It is incredibly brutal.
Nice.
I'm putting that out there for anybody right off the bat. You see a man get gutted.
Well, I was saying,
horrifying.
Yeah, weaponry used to be pretty brutal.
And this movie does not make any bones about it, dude.
Yeah.
People get killed in droves. Like, and you see everybody get killed. Like, they don't shy away from like showing kids or ladies or anything. This movie goes there, and it's brutal as hell.
I gotcha.
But it never feels like it's being heavy-handed or anything. It's just like in Hell or High Water, it's just showing you the brutal facts of the situation.
Yeah.
The real shine for this, and like I really liked him in Nocturnal Animals, the real standout for this one was Aaron Taylor Johnson. He plays Black Douglas, and he is just... There is a scene where you can feel his hatred for the English. He gets you riled up, man. Like, it's one of those movies that just like reaches inside and grabs that primal bit out of you and makes you want to headbutt the first dude that you see.
Yeah.
It is just, you want to yell freedom and then punch somebody, you know, and it's just really, really good. Like,
well, I can tell you this. There's a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, I'll have to check that out. And like, I'm never going to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this one.
Dude,
like, there's no reason not to.
No, please. Yeah. It's right there on Netflix.
Yeah.
But dude, please check it out, man. It is, everybody, please. Really,
Absolutely.
really, really, really good movie. It portrays the Bruce right, whereas Braveheart made him kind of a wuss until like, Wallace inspired him to take up the cause. That's not the case. Bruce was right there through most of it. And then stood alone for a long time against the English. Like there's a reason he's considered a national hero in Scotland. I mean, he wasn't just a flippy floppy wishy washy kind of guy. He did what he had to do, and then they crossed the line, and he said, "All right, guys, like I tried to play ball."
Yeah.
He thought Wallace was a little bit of a extremist, and he was trying to play it cool, but he was still on Wallace's side.
I'm very excited to watch that one.
Yeah, give it a look, dude. Dude, Aaron Taylor Johnson is amazing. I don't know the name of this other guy that's in there, but he's been in like everything. He's an older Scotsman, and he's great. Just like it's a much smaller budget than Braveheart had, and unfortunately there's like 22 minutes I guess that got cut out, so it does feel a little bit rushed in places. There's some story that doesn't come out right, and some characters that don't really get fleshed out entirely that should have been, but it's still one of the best Netflix movies I've ever seen. Like, I really, really... I've watched it like 3 or 4 times already, dude. It's fucking super good. Yeah, that's what I got for that one, dude. It's really, really good.
Dude.
Another historical piece.
I know what it's like when you fall in love with a movie and you're like, I gotta watch this over and over again. And then your bro fucking throws mad shade and doesn't even put it on his top 5 of the year, and you're like, dude, this is my number 2. You crazy. I'm talking about Baby Driver. I still love that movie a lot.
Well, you should. It's still a good movie. Dude, I didn't know what to do with Baby Driver, and I also completely forgot that I saw it.
Plus that was also a year that you had seen. You would like at the last minute watch a lot of stuff that I had not seen, and then there was like on your list. I'm like, I didn't see any of those. But it was cool because we were a lot different until we got to, Blade Runner.
Continue,
Josh. I know what you're gonna say, and I'll have a little bit of input. Except I won't at all.
Am I talking about
Yeah, that's
Dune?
that's what I thought you wanted to talk
I'll
about.
talk. Well, I got another rant. I brought it up earlier.
No, I know for sure. And I'm really very much interested in that one because I
Yeah.
want to know what you think. Because we're coming to the end of an era, and it'll
Yeah.
be actually kind of nice to be out of it, I guess.
Oh yes, yes, I agree with you, but I have regrets.
But at the same time, like coming at such a
We're
high.
going out on top.
Yeah, fuck.
But dude, they just announced Walker for editing for Dune, Denis Villeneuve's Dune,
Yeah.
which I have been excited for since they said, before Blade Runner was even done. I was interested, and then Blade Runner was. I watched Blade Runner, and it's the best sci-fi movie I've seen in years.
Yeah,
Followed very closely by
Annihilation. Yeah,
But no, I went through the roof for it, dude. And then they just announced Batista's going to be in it, and after his performance in Blade Runner, I cannot wait. Stellan Skarsgård is playing a villain. I don't think they said who. He could be great as any of the big villains in it. He'd be a great Padishah. I love Dune. I read Dune in high school.
yeah. And I know nothing about Dune. That's why I said I have no input other than like the film. Like dude, is Deacon's gonna be the doing cinematography?
That's what I'm hoping for. I need Deakins, man. Oh man, just think about all the desert Vegas scenes
Dude, yes, that's
in a whole movie.
that's exactly what I was thinking of.
No, I'm so excited, dude.
And he gets all worked up because
Dude.
like I get caught in the trap of like digital and this and that. And he's like, I don't give a shit. I use whatever I got and we do it all on camera.
Well, didn't he just say like throw a flashlight on top of it? I'll make it work.
Yeah, dude, he was on the round table. I forget who puts them together. I forget who's making those stupid round tables happen.
It's
but
some
he was
real
just
douche.
but he was just getting like it's a magazine or something. I
Yeah,
forget
it was,
who does it.
it was all the whole group was going back and forth, and they're
about
like,
the
"Well,
film and
Roger,
just
what do
being-
you
just
think?"
being
And
a
he
little
was just like, "Just
pretentious.
fucking do this." Yeah.
Yeah. Just being a little pretentious. He wins, the Oscar that year. But
Yeah.
and he's just like, this is just pissing me off. He's just like, you just use what you have and fucking, it's digital, but it doesn't matter. We're lighting everything in camera because it's fun that way. And it's like, you get the better result. But if you need to use it, you just use what you got. I'm like, dude,
He's just cutting
making
straight
me
to the
feel
core.
bad
Yeah.
because I'll sit here and be like,
Oh, dude.
my problem with The Last Jedi, everybody hates it, but I'm actually like, I wish they would have shot it on film. Some stuff I didn't like the look of it.
Well, dude, even when we're doing stuff, like when we did Halloween, you were messing around with lights for forever. And I was like,
know.
buddy, it's going to look fine.
Yeah, it was all right. But
But no, dude, I am hoping it did. Like I said, they just got Walker. Get Deakins. Deakins is the only. It is just like who else are you going to get? Like you're putting the team back together.
I mean, there's plenty of great choices, but it would be awesome to just get the team back together.
That's exactly-
And they're like,
yeah.
we went and made Blade Runner.
we made Blade Runner.
Blew everybody
and
away.
nobody watched it, and it was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And it's, you're saying you don't know anything about Dune, and that's my one big fear is that they're gonna. I know that they're gonna care more and try hard, much harder than they did with Ghost in the Shell or John Carter. The one problem I see happening is like with John Carter. Everybody's like, Star Wars did all this. It's
Yeah.
like Star Wars wouldn't exist without Dune. And I'm not saying that Star Wars is derivative or
No.
anything, but like I loved Star Wars,
Everything-
and someone told me to read Dune, and then I read Dune and saw what they did in Star Wars that came from Dune, and it made me love Dune even more.
Yeah, it's an evolution of things. There's
Mm-hmm.
always an inspiration or the start of an idea or a genre or something from everything. Like it's not. Yeah, people get all worked up when it's like,
Yeah.
what? No, it's wholly original. It can't be inspired by anything. It's like no, but it would not exist without the influences or
Yep.
something paving the way or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you mean, and that is unfortunate. I guess there's a little bit of name recognition with Dune.
Oh yeah, well it's been done a couple times.
Who-
And I keep what
I was gonna say who
wrote it?
no fucking
David Lynch made the original film.
David Lynch. That's right.
David Lynch made the original film, and it is absolutely nothing like Dune, except perhaps in visual. But the story's different. He latched on to My Name is a Killing Word way too hard. He misunderstood that line in the book entirely, and he went with it and just was like, "That's the weirding way," and it's like, no, it's not. You know, that's not the weirding way at all. But dude, yeah, Sting as Fade was amazing. Great casting there. Kyle MacLachlan as Paul was really good. And Mapes, I don't care who they get to play Shot at Mapes, it's always going to be Linda Hunt to me. Linda Hunt was fantastic as Mapes. And then I would love to see them get William Hurt from the miniseries again, because there was a sci-fi miniseries that a lot of people kind of crapped on at the time, but it's kind of grown into a decent following, and people have realized that, yeah, it looked kind of crappy because it was made for TV. And if you approach it like I did, where I was like, this is like a stage play, because like Dune is kind of Shakespearean. It's very, very like the writing in it, the dialogue, a lot of it seems like it's written for the stage. And if you look at the way, like the miniseries has, it's a lot of matte paintings and curtains disguised to look like pillars and stuff. And they just piled a shit ton of sand on a stage. And, you know, because you can't go out in the, you know, they were on a TV budget. They couldn't go out to the Gobi or anything like that. You know, Sahara, they can't do that. They can't afford that. I mean, God, everybody that's in the movie is like an Eastern European actor. You know, like they didn't have a lot of money. And it's so, like, William Hurt, they spent most of their money on William Hurt as Leto, and he's the best Leto. I loved him as Leto. I would love to see him return. If not him, Liam Neeson would be really good. But yeah, dude, I'm just really, really, really excited for this movie. It is like, they announced Bautista, and I was like, dude, he was awesome in Blade Runner. I would love to see him come back as, like, Chat the Leper or Beast Raban. He would be, he doesn't look anything like Stilgar, but with the subtle performance that he did in Blade Runner, he could play a really good Stilgar. But I'm interested to see who he's going to be.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård, I've always loved him, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to be doing in the film. He's probably going to be Harkonnen. That would be really cool. I'm interested to see how they're going. I just want to know how it's going to look, because each different version of Dune has looked so drastically different. Like Jodorowsky's was nuts. Like we'll never see that one.
Yeah.
But his concept was amazing. It was. I watched the documentary, and it was kind of like the Kevin Smith Superman movie that never got made. Return to Superman, I think is what it was. And that one, it was just a big celebration of concept and art, and just like the most bananas designs. And anybody who loves like concept art and designs, go watch that Superman documentary. If I can't think of the name now, I'll look it up and try to put it into the description. For anybody that reads the descriptions.
Yes.
And then Jodorowsky's Dune, definitely check that out. That is a banana, dude.
Yeah, that's one that I still need to watch.
He's the craziest man in the world. And he had like Giger designing stuff. I can't remember his name, but he does a whole bunch of spaceship art that's really cool. But no, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this Dune is gonna look like. I'm wondering if it's gonna be more like the book, where it's this weird, like, yeah, we all dress like it's the Middle Ages, but we're flying in spaceships. You know, like it's so, Dune is so weird. It's so good, and I have total faith in Denis for this.
Yeah,
and it's just I'm so excited that that's coming. It's just, I'm hoping that they're planning to do franchise with this. You know, I would love to see like Children of Dune get made, and you know, just like Emperor of Dune, and you know, Heretics and all that. It's just there's so much potential, and I would hope that it's like people will latch on to the big space opera-y elements of it. I've always said that it would be a good Game of Thrones type of series.
Yeah,
because it's very much in that vein, and it would be really cool to see. But dude, I'm okay with another Denis movie. Like,
oh yeah,
just keep making movies.
Oh yeah, I fully agree.
So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, dude, thank you for letting me do that for a bit. Did you want me to go on my Marvel rant?
I just want to know. I just want to know what you're thinking, because I had brought up like, oh yeah, it's going to end and it's cool, and you know, because like who you know, you can't get people at this point to like to.
You're not going to be bringing in new people.
Yeah, you can't bring in new
people,
and
it does need to end, and I'm 100% for it ending.
Yeah,
like,
and
it had a great run.
Yeah, we're ramping up quick. We're having
over
3 movies this year. We're gonna get Captain Marvel, to just, I guess, run in, because seriously, fucking Avengers 4 comes
It's
out
going to be the Captain
a
America.
month and a half later or whatever.
It'll be First Avenger, where it just drops off immediately into the next film.
Yeah, and that's gonna be awesome. And then like we're gonna see how this thing all ends, and then it's like, all right, then we're gonna get some Spider-Man. But apparently that's before.
I heard it was after.
Yeah, see, we're all over the place on this one. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, they've done a good job of keeping that hush.
Yeah. And then it's like, of course they're going to keep making Spider-Man. They can't fucking stop. We were just talking about it. They can't stop making Spider-Mans.
No.
Never will.
No.
And so that...
He's too popular. Character.
So like that I understand. And then it's like, Guardians 3, is that going to happen?
Not from what I heard. I heard
Like,
it's actually fully been shelved because Batista bowed out. Like, he's like, no, until you hire Gunn back, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, it's like...
I mean, and I don't... Like, that's going to cement anything. Okay, we just don't have Drax. Drax isn't in this movie.
Yeah, it's like, what are they going to make... It's like, what are they going to make new ones? Are they going to like, all right, let's pull up some more characters?
Well, they were introducing Adam Warlock at the end of the second Guardians movie, but like, are they going to make a new Blade because they got the rights back to Blade? Wesley Snipes wants to do a Netflix series for Blade, but
I'm just saying, like, are we going to start the machine up again? And then it's be like, all right, let's introduce a whole bunch of new characters and see what we can do with them. And it's just like, you guys pulled it all back together. It got scattered there for a bit.
Yeah,
you managed to round it.
Really bad.
You managed to round it all back up, make it all pretty solid, and then you made this amazing movie. It's a 2-parter, and we're about to end this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it go.
Let it go. Yeah. No, my thing is
let it go.
Let it go. My thing is centers around a lot of Cap and like what my expectations were going in and how angry and disappointed I am in that character, the way he was executed. There were a lot of promises that were made in the early days that were never fulfilled. Like Hawkeye was supposed to get his own movie at one point in time.
Yeah, they talked about it.
That never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that one makes me sad because I feel like Clint never got his due. Now he's Ronin, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And like with Cap, I'm just like, there was so much potential there. And you guys robbed him of his third movie to fix the horror that was Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
I know they filmed probably about the same time, but it was so immediately after release because Chris Evans has talked about like he doesn't have a life anymore. He's just always Cap. And I feel terrible about that. Like, let the man go. Like, let him have a break. He needs to have a life.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would like to do other stuff. And that's why I'm fine with them ending this stuff. Because, like, when you're one of the big characters like Hemsworth or Robert Downey Jr. or Evans, it's got to feel like you're always there. Meanwhile, the more background characters like Anthony Mackie and then get a little bit more freedom.
Yeah. I'm not ridiculous. Like, I understand that they're going to end this on a win.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. But where is everybody gonna be?
Yeah.
When at the end of this movie, like Thor has nothing.
No.
Cap pretty much has nothing.
No. Cap has arguably never had anything.
Yeah.
Especially since S.H.I.E.L.D. got dissolved in Winter Soldier.
He had Fury and a little bit, and he's got
Maria.
He's got things. He's got things going on, but like he right now he's in a world that doesn't want him. Basically, is kind of what's happening. Like, does he feel like, well, mission complete, or like, where are we on this?
Well, see,
and like, I understand you don't agree with where they went, but it's like we're there now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I know. That's exactly where we are. It's just like, I'm like, you could have done Zemo better. Like, we could have brought in, some other. Where's the real AIM? And it's like, and I mean AIM. The group. Not,
yeah.
I miss Hydra being actual Hydra.
Yep. Here's the thing, man. They got really ambitious there for a minute, And then they were like, oh, this is a lot of work. So they were like, all right, let's take Hydra into a television show that's then going to go into this where we blow up the entire structure that we had.
And that's one of the things that really bugs the shit out of me too, was the promise of that cohesive one world that was supposed to span to Netflix. And what bothers me these days is that everyone is still insisting that that's going to happen. Like I brought up earlier with Luke Cage. It's not. They said it's not. Let it go. That died almost as soon as it was born. And that makes me sad because I was looking forward to Coulson being around more, to Cap maybe showing up in other things, Thor showing up in other things. Like the Thor Ragnarok movie was fantastic because Hulk shows up for no reason other than, hey, we have him. Why not use him?
Why not?
And it feels like when Guardians came out, they were like, oh, the comic booky stuff. That's what a lot of these people like. Okay, we'll start doing more comic booky stuff. And then Doctor Strange came out, which was a big risk, and it was super comic booky.
Yeah,
like just in the psychedelia and everything going on. And then Thor Ragnarok comes out, and it's this celebration of Jack Kirby's artwork, and it's the wacky space adventure and stuff. And I was really like, man, these are just starting to get to the cool parts. And then it's like, well, Chris Hemsworth's out. Chris Evans is out. Robert Downey Jr. is out. And I'm like, no. We're just getting there. We're just getting there. Like, Thanos is amazing. Like, this is all so good. Don't leave, guys. But then, like, at the same time, it has to stop and these guys have to go do other things. And I know that we are here now and I can't make it do other things. But it's just like, no, we're just getting there,
But see, I guess I just have another point of view. I'm like, thank God they brought it back so we can end it here.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
Because it could have floundered.
It could have gotten really
when it was
bad.
Like, dude, we got fucking Thor 2, which admittedly I don't think I've ever watched again.
I've watched it a couple times. I don't hate that movie as much as everybody else does.
I'm sure I don't.
But
I don't hate it at all. I thought it was fun, but it's like
pretty weak. Yeah. No, I get you.
Like, thank God they were like, hey, let's do something with Thor. It's like, dude, between that and fucking and Infinity War, between Ragnarok and Infinity War, Thor's like shit now. You've got Cap, who is outside of when he was the best part. Well, it was his own fucking movie. Anyway, I'm gonna say outside of Civil War has always been great, but but I have a lot of problems with Civil War. That they brought it back together.
Yeah, so it's and that's what I mean. Like, oh, thank God they fixed it. They right the ship. Everything's good. But it's like with Guardians 2 and Thor and Infinity War, I'm like, no, this is the good shit. This is the good shit. You guys should have been doing this for the last, 11 years. And it's just like, damn it. And I feel like this like unfulfilled, like bit of me where I'm just like, shit.
See, isn't it so weird though that like it's so weird. Like, it's just a different way of looking at it because it's so weird because before it was like, all right, this shit's getting weak. Let's just like wrap it up. And then they're like, well, we'll make it good again and then wrap it up. And we're just like, well, no, it's good again. We want more.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, they can't, man, because what are they going to sign on to all these actors for 5 more years? They're going to do this for 15 years.
Well, apparently Fantastic Four is coming.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing. And maybe I can get some good shit with Fantastic Four.
I want to know what the game plan is because there's no way they're going to try to stop the money train. But I think
I think we're going to dial it back
as we know it. I think this MCU business is over.
I agree. And
you know what? They managed. Yeah, because
they held it together.
Yeah, they're gonna have 15 more. They're gonna have 5 more years trying to keep these actors on. It's never gonna work, and then that's just leaving opportunity for it to get bad again. And it's just like,
oh yeah. No,
the fact that they pulled this off.
Everybody keeps talking about it being this master stroke, and they knew what they were doing the whole time. And I'm like, oh, you mean when Whedon was in control, and he's not there anymore, and now the Russo brothers are in control? I'm sure he has a little bit of say in the background.
Yeah.
But no, the plan has totally changed, and no, they didn't have a great idea the entire time. They were pulling shit out of their ass. Fury wasn't even supposed to be a big character in Iron Man. That was just to be like, hey, this is fun.
Yep.
And then Thanos was introduced at the end of Avengers because Whedon loves Thanos.
Yeah.
That was it. This was never a
they
big grand stroke.
And then they didn't know how to get there. So
Nope.
instead they were trying
floundered.
instead they were trying to like set up for Civil War. And then when Civil War happened and everybody liked it, but everybody was like, okay, now what? Then they were like, shit. And then they were like, all right, you work on this, and that's going to lead into this, and that's going to lead into this, and it's all going to come together and it'll be cool. And it's like they made it, they pulled it off.
What they did was, they pulled it off. They held it together
Yeah.
is what they did. And they shouldn't have even been able to do that. And
Yeah.
they did something amazing with it. But no, it just sucks. I just feel like I'm ready to say goodbye, but at the same time, I'm like, it could have been a lot cooler, guys.
Could have been. Could have, should have, would have. Some missteps.
Winter
along the
Soldier
way.
is the best Marvel movie, and it's simultaneously the one that I blame the most for the direction shift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But where it's at now, it's like, yeah.
It's good. It's good. I think it's a good place to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Got more Aquaman to look forward to. That movie's doing gangbusters,
Oh, dude,
man.
yeah,
And
it's
I'm
crazy.
really excited for more Aquaman, dude.
It's crazy. We'll see what happens with Shazam.
I'm hoping that Shazam is going to be good, and I'm hoping because these more wackier comic book movies are going good, like Aquaman and stuff, that maybe I can get a nice Flash Gordon remake. I would kill for a Flash Gordon remake.
That'd be pretty dope.
Stop making these dumb Star Wars offshoots and just make a Flash Gordon movie, please.
Yeah. Let's get Taika Waititi to make a Flash Gordon movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Right?
he'd be a little much. I don't know.
It'd be a little too ad-libby. I would like it to be like Aquaman is, where it's like we're supposed to take it seriously, but like wink, wink. It's real corny, isn't it? It's real fun.
Yeah, I don't know. James Gunn. I don't know.
No more Gunn. Gunn will never get another job.
Oh, yeah,
ever.
right.
Yeah, right. No, God, I don't know who I'm gonna have to put together a dream pick for that one. That'd be fun.
Bring George Lucas coming out of retirement.
George Lucas, because I mean, Star Wars was just supposed to be a pitch to show them that he could make a Flash Gordon movie.
He's like, dude, I can do this.
He's like, give me Flash Gordon, and they were like, no, and he's like, I really want to make Flash Gordon. And they're like, we don't know you, and he's
we don't
like,
know you.
He's like, you made one movie about drag races in the 50s.
Hell yeah, I did.
He's like, yeah, okay, look.
Now
I'll
look at
write
my
this thing up.
concept art for Dexter Jetster. He runs a diner. Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, and they're like, sold. And then everybody's like, fix it.
No God.
Nah, dude, it sucks saying goodbye, but it's like at the same time, I'm ready for it to be over. It's just, I don't know. I just had a little quick rant where I was just like, man, cool shit could have happened, man.
Yeah.
And it just didn't, you know. I mean, not that the other stuff that happened wasn't cool. It's just that comic book films were just getting to this crazy interesting point, and it's like, now you know what you're doing. Now go back. You know?
Yeah.
Which is a ridiculous request.
Yeah, this giant epic that they're pulling off and tying it all together. It's amazing to me that it's working. And I find it so impressive that I'm just kind of like, good for you guys. Good for you.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully this next one doesn't disappoint. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
This is going to be Cap's time to shine, which is nice because he wasn't really in the other one.
He's barely in it. They did a little bit of subtle. See, and that's again, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I missed a big Cap speech. You know.
Yeah.
Avengers assemble, and then we go run and punch Thanos in the
This is
dick.
him completely figuring it out. Well, with the help of Scott Lang, which is fun.
That's gonna be hilarious. Right. Yeah, no, I got the lab in the back of the van.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's the other thing that I think is ridiculous. Like fan people, again, talking about fans that just don't get what's going on.
You
It's
just
like, you know,
don't
who's-
get
it's
it.
like, you know, it'd be rad,
Do ya?
dude. You know, who's got in the back of the van? It's fucking Wolverine. It's like, what's Wolverine gonna do? You know? They got the rights. One, that's not finalized. Read
No.
a fucking article.
Yeah, no.
Two, why would he have Wolverine? Like,
What does that do for us?
we saw what was in the back of the van. We know what's in the back of the van.
Miniaturized. They have that technology.
They have the technology. Anyway, so that was my rant. Not as much fun as my fucking Dune one.
No, but it's interesting. Like I said, it's a point of view thing because I don't think you're wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, well, can't go back.
Because I'm not.
You can't go back.
No.
And it's like, well, you could move forward and
All we can hope for-
and play on momentum, and then it's like, oh god, but there could, you can't get, there's too many creatives involved to sign on for shit like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
then you're finding new people, and then it's just like it could just be garbage.
Yeah, well, all I can hope for is down the road we do a little bit more like we've been leaving off on, with different characters. And I'm cool with that. Like I said, the Fantastic Four might be coming. Looking forward to that. Silver Surfer is rumored to be in this movie. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. But because, dude, if Surfer's coming in, that opens the door into all kinds of craziness. Like, that's Galactus, and that's nuts in itself.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about when I say it depends how they're leaving this. First of all, when it comes to closure, like I was initially talking about, but if you think they're not going to hint at, like,
further doings,
at, like, there's more fucking properties people like, and get ready, and we might not do this whole, like, they're a team. Maybe they'll interact. Maybe they won't. But we got people coming. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I want to see what they do with that. Yeah. I want to see what kind of closure we get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly think they're gonna leave us with something and not just like, oh, Spider-Man will be back. It's like, fuck you. You know you got something else.
No, they're gonna fix everything. They're gonna bring everybody back to life, but I think everybody's gonna be done. Cap will stay in the past or something.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Yeah, and Cap and Bucky are just going to leave.
But I'm like, that's just too convenient. That's not...
Well, it's also kind of betrays the Steve character.
It's just not
Steve
satisfying.
just deals. Yeah, Steve just deals with things. He's just like, no, this is the life that I have, and I have to stay here and help people. It would betray the character of Steve Rogers. But anyway.
Like I said, I just don't know at what point... where everybody stands, at the end of this. And
that's where the speculating gets in, and like I don't really feel like we need to do that.
And it's like, God, there's some missteps already where it's just like, what am I gonna see fucking Tony blow up all of his suits again and be like, I'm done?
He's only got the one, and it's like apparently fused to his body.
Yeah.
For all time.
Well, it's the nanobots. They might have malfunctioned. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm looking forward to the end of it, but it is an interesting perspective on the whole situation of just like, all right, these don't suck anymore. Now I want more and do it right this time. And I'm like, yeah, true that. But also, well, you brought it back. Now let's fucking end this.
It's mostly just because I got mad when Cap lost his third movie. Like everybody else got their own movies here, their own trilogy. Except for Cap.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, Hulk didn't even get another one. Didn't even get a sequel.
Well, I don't fucking care.
And also, Guardians is not going to get a trilogy, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
And also, Doctor Strange will never have another movie.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fucking positive. Nobody wants to watch that.
It sucks.
I mean, I do. Kinda.
Well,
they set up a sequel and they never did it. So
we've said it on the podcast. Like if they do Strange like they did him in Infinity War, I want to see that.
Well, and that's the problem. And yeah, that you would hope it would be that because it's not an origin fucking story anymore. Yeah. So he could just be doing outrageous shit the whole time.
Honestly, to me, Strange has always been a better character when he shows up and helps out instead of like following Strange and like I don't know. I think he's always cooler when you don't know what the hell he's doing because he's just it's like the Hobbit and Gandalf where he's just like, oh, wizard does whatever the fuck he wants. Why don't you piss off? Oh, okay. All right. I guess he's gonna help. Maybe
he's got his own plan.
Oh shit! He's doing magic.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting comic book talk.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, and at the same time, just like, fuck, man. I hear ya, but I'm so ready for this movie, and then ready to be like, all right, I want to watch Shazam, and fucking fun. And I don't know, not Fantastic Four. I really didn't.
I'm more interested to see how. I'm interested in every version of the Fantastic Four that they try to put out, dude. Like I was really interested in the Trank one, and I'm like, it's not as awful as they said it would be. It's really bad at one point.
You can see why it's awful, and that makes it somewhat less awful.
Yeah, you can see what they were trying to do, and you know exactly how it went wrong. And you're like, fuck, this could have been really cool.
Yeah.
And then, there's the god awful Jessica Alba Fantastic Fours with Chris Evans. Those are terrible movies, but like I was still like, oh, new Fantastic Four, and they're actually putting money into it. All right, let's give it a look. Wow, this sucks. That's not Doom.
Wow. Wow. Anyway, all right. I think I'm gonna call it there because now I'm just like, ugh, my brain.
Yeah.
But check out Spider-Man. Check out Vice. Check out the King.
Outlaw King.
What up, haters? So I know words. You can find us on all major podcasting apps, including iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, etc. We will be on your favorite podcasting app, and you can find us on twitch.tv/MightyFishProductions. We are at MightyFishPod on Twitter. That is the best place to know when shit goes up, except for you'll know from your podcast app. So. But you'll know when I'm doing other stuff because we have our YouTube, which is Mighty Fish Productions. On YouTube, that's where our classic catch-ups and stuff go up. Soon, we will have a special video project up on there. It's going to be a 2-parter. And our next episode should be our top 5s of last year, 2018. That's going to be a fun one. I never know what Josh is thinking, so... That's always I'm finding out along with you what's going on in this guy's head. Mine are probably predictable if you've listened to every episode, but then again, maybe not. I don't know. You tell me.
You make me feel like I sneak things up on you.
You don't sneak. I don't know what you. I watched the movie with you, Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
and you didn't say anything. And then you're like, I loved this movie, and I wasn't sure if you were joking or not. So I'm just like, I just don't know how much you like a movie. Is my only problem. So thank you very much for listening. We will see you next time. I look forward to that episode.
I look
for whatever it is, man. Everybody just loves making a list.
Everybody loves list episodes. I love talking about
and being like, my list is the best list.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. My list was way better than your list last
But we do have a special video thing happening soon, and that will be fun as hell as well. So...
Dude, I was going to say, too, did you want to do Dune? Like, because I own both copies of Dune, the miniseries and the fucking...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's your call. While we discuss further episodes of Classic Catch-Up, which we will start working on again. But first, we do have another one coming.
Yes.
Anyway... Thank you very much for listening. I will see you next time. I'm Ryan.
I'm still Josh.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Ciao. Sorry. Oh, God.